It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, what's happening, everybody? Happy Juneteenth Day. Yes, today is Juneteenth. June 19th, 2023. It's the Geno Jones Show. I come to you live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. in Chicago, 3:30 p.m. out on the West Coast. Please subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. You and everybody that you know, everybody that you love, folks that you're all right with, folks you can't stand, folks you hate, strangers, as I say, aliens from outer space. Tell everybody, tell them all to subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch all my back episodes. So today for Juneteenth Day, because I know it's a federal holiday, so all federal employees, all federal offices were closed today. In many states, a significant number of state employees, unfortunately, in some states, like the state that I'm in now, South Carolina, state employees are not, is not observed as a state holiday. It's a different conversation, and I don't want to dedicate my energy and spirit to that, to those forces and to that energy. What I do want to do today is I want to put some respect on Juneteenth Day. Now, for those who don't know, Juneteenth Day marks June 19th, 1865, when the enslaved people, my brothers and sisters, the enslaved Africans that were brought to America, were finally told, this was in Galveston, Texas, they were finally told that the enslaved people of Texas had been actually freed 2.5 years ago. Like in 1863, like in January of 1863 when the Emancipation Proclamation was signed. But it took 2.5 years for the word and for Union soldiers, I believe Buffalo soldiers were like a black regiment, to basically arrive down in Texas, to Galveston, Texas, and to tell those enslaved people that, hey, y'all out of here. No more of this master slave-ish. Not only are you all free, you have been freed. You were freed 2.5 years ago. Now just think about how insidious, how sinister, how low down and dirty, as my mother says, and my grandmother would say, how low down, dirty, rotten that it would have to be to know that people, humans, had gained their freedom. But for 2.5 years, you kept it from them, and would have kept it from them longer than that, because you didn't see that they weren't human to you. They were property. They were pieces of property, like cattle or horses, to generate wealth for you. But I digress. So that's their history, the root of Juneteenth Day. June 19th is called Juneteenth Day. A couple of years ago, I believe 2021, that President Biden signed into law Juneteenth Day as a federal holiday. So every year on June 19th, it's a federal holiday, but not every state observes it. Now, listen, we live in America, and we live in a world where if big businesses and corporations can figure out a way to make money off of any holiday, any celebration, any observance, they will. So let's just keep it real. So there's a lot of that going on. But I want to focus on this. So you may or may not know that one of the things that happened when enslaved people, enslaved Africans that were brought here against their will to America, one of the first things that they did when they received their freedom was to go and to try to reunite, to look for their family, their sons, their daughters, their mothers, their fathers, their grandparents, their aunts, primary grandparents, I guess for the most part, they really weren't being sold. But their sons and daughters and nieces and nephews and parents, moms and dads that were sold across the country. Here in Charleston, South Carolina, I think one of the biggest slave auctions in terms of the highest amount of the actual, in terms of numbers, the most enslaved people that were like sold at one quote unquote sale, 600. Right, probably about 12 miles from where I'm standing. They call it the market. They still have the actual slave market that they've turned into something that tourists can come and see, and that's a whole different conversation. 600 enslaved Africans were sold right here in Charleston, South Carolina. So one of the first things when our ancestors who were enslaved did, when they got their freedom, they went to reunite with their family members that were sold away. Hence, that's how we come up with black family reunions, is rooted in that tradition of reuniting with our family. And I hope that it's something that, going forward, for those who may not do it now, is that you may not even know that. But that's where the whole concept of black family reunions is rooted in. That's what our ancestors did when they received their freedom. They went looking for their family to reunite with them. So hopefully that's something that we can make a bigger tradition going forward, that we make sure that we reunite, not just with our blood relatives that we share DNA with, but that we reunite with each other as a culture and as a community. And that we reunite, and that we uplift, and that we empower, and that we try to make sure that we are the, as I say, wind beneath each other's wings. To be that, or rocket booster, or some people say, put that battery pack in each other's back, so we can be the best versions of ourselves. Because there's so much greatness in our community, and there's so many great things that we did and created, like Black Wall Street in Tulsa, and so many other cities like that. We had thriving black communities that was as successful and that was making as much money as any white communities, which is why you had the Greenwood section of Tulsa. That's why they burned it down. They firebombed it. Even the local and state and federal government, they were a part of destroying this community. And then our ancestors rebuilt Black Wall Street again, only for the government to destroy it by building a highway right through the heart of Tulsa. And that happened in so many neighborhoods, thriving black neighborhoods that had interstate highways built right through the middle of them in New Orleans and so many cities. So on this Juneteenth day, I just wanted to do a different kind of show. A lot of my show is rooted in humor, but I just wanted to, today I just wanted to, because I sat and I listened to some scholars and some other people, and I did some reading, and actually did some meditating, and just sat still in meditation. Really like prayer, which is what I don't normally do that. That's not my normal part of show prep. Maybe it should be more often. But that's my wish, and that's my challenge to all of us, myself included, that we stay rooted in the original traditions of what came out of Juneteenth Day. Yes, it was a celebration of our freedom, only to have that freedom snatched away from us by legislation that was passed by federal and state and local governments. That's how we got Jim Crow laws. So they went in and said, well, wait a minute, hold on, no, this freedom, no. Oh, I owned you, and now you're governors, and you have successful businesses, and you own theaters and restaurants and hotels. Oh no. So let's make sure that we don't lose sight. And yes, celebration, getting together with families, okay, but I just hope that we can share this story. If you didn't know it, share it with, the youth in your family, or maybe somebody that's not so young that didn't know it, so we can build that family unit and make it stronger and support each other, not just the family, because I always say, you don't get to pick the family that you're born into, but you do get to choose who you consider family. And DNA does not make you family. DNA means that you share DNA with another human being. But that alone does not make you family. And I know I don't have to say, because I think we all can relate to that. I'm sure we all have some in our quote unquote family that we share DNA with, that we don't necessarily have a relationship like family for a lot of different reasons. And hopefully those wounds and those differences, hopefully you can come together. But you don't get to pick the family that you're born into, but you do get to choose who you consider family. So, happy birthday on this Juneteenth day, Felicia Rashad. Miss Claire Huxtable from The Cosby Show is 75 today. Actress Zoe Saldana. Zoe Saldana. She is 45. She's been in a lot of movies. She was in one of the Mission Impossible movies. She's really really a talented actress. And rapper, a member of the Boogie Down Productions, with KRS-One back in the day, the late 80s, early 90s. And then when we all went, in quarantine, when COVID hit, he came up with Club Quarantine on Instagram. D-Nice, the DJ D-Nice, not the D-Nice that I work with. This is a different one. He turned 53 today. And thanks for everybody watching today. I appreciate it on this Juneteenth day. So I'm going to let you get back to your Juneteenth day, just my special commentary. Thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you. And God, most of all, thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show. Live Monday through Friday, 6:30 p.m. is my normal start time in normal days. Please subscribe, share, screen grab, like, and binge watch this and every episode. Tell everybody, or as Nelly would say, everybody, tell everybody about the Geno Jones Show. You'll love it. All right. Happy Juneteenth Day. For some, I know it's because Juneteenth is complicated, and you could make the argument, well, is it happy? Are we happy about how Juneteenth came about? No, so it's complicated, and many of us are still trying to reconcile. So I hope that my special commentary maybe gave you a different perspective, or shared a perspective that hopefully you will embrace. That a lot of Juneteenth, one of the things that happened immediately after, like I said, all of our enslaved ancestors were freed, was that they went out to reunite with their family that was sold off. So let's make sure that we reunite with each other to the best of our ability. And let's make sure that we reunite collectively as a community, because we're all one big family. So let's reunite, let's unite and reunite across, all of our age groups, and no matter what part of the country that we live in, as a culture and as a community. Because they say charity starts at home first, because you can't expect anyone to love you if you don't love yourself. And when you love yourself, you don't worry about anybody else loving you. Because when you love yourself, you will attract true love, and you'll be able to weed out the bullshit. Enjoy your Juneteenth today. Thank you for watching. We'll see you live. The next live edition of the Geno Jones Show is going to be Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Until then, thank you for watching. Be blessed. Pray for peace. All right. Thanks for watching again.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.